We're back with Christine Speck, CEO of Cousin Subs here in Wausau. Welcome, Christine.
Thanks. It is so great to be here.
Okay, so here we are in Wausau. This company started in Wisconsin back in 1972. How did that start?
Well, it was started by my dad and his cousin, Jim Shepard, and my dad's Bill Specht. And, you know, they just began really with not much, and they found a location in Milwaukee and said, hey, we want to open up a Cousins. My dad recruited his cousin, actually, to come back from Atlantic City, where he was living at the time. And really it was really based on the premise because he missed the East Coast style sub sandwiches that my dad enjoyed back home in Atlantic City. So
and he couldn't find that there.
That's exactly right. So he thought, well, I'll bring it to Milwaukee.
And then here we are.
And
now
here
we're in
we are.
Wausau.
Yeah.
You're building the business here into Wisconsin. What are your goals to expand?
We want to continue to just expand throughout the rest of Wisconsin and also regionally as well. So we've been a fine, strong Wisconsin brand, but yet at the same time, markets like Wausau really were not served by Cousin Subs, at least not in maybe the recent decade. And so now, by coming into these markets, we are so excited to be part of the community. And, you know, obviously providing jobs, you know, it supports, you know, kind of our mission, what we do in terms of our foundation. So we're thrilled to be here.
Yeah.
And Christine, let's talk a little bit about the community, right? Like you're giving back. Who are you giving back to, and talk more in depth about that?
Well, we have our Cousin Subs Make It Better Foundation, and that supports areas of hunger, youth education, and health and wellness. And so what that allows us to do, our board meets on a quarterly basis, and then we'll review grants and requests from organizations in all the communities where the Cousin Subs are located. So people fill out a grant request, and then we evaluate whether or not, you know, which organizations to give through that kind of fall within one of those pillars. So coming up, we have our Driven at Heart Scholarship Awards, so that's really exciting for our high school graduating seniors. We're awarding $20,000 in scholarships to 4 kids that are going on to college. So that's just an example of how we can give back to the community. The beauty of our product is its portability and how quickly we can get it out to different organizations. We can support different events, charities, and things like that, and people love it. It's always a favorite.
What I'm hearing here is you don't just have a foundational footprint. You are big in the community. You want to be a part of this area. Why is that important to you?
Well, I think it's important for any business that comes into a community, particularly with like a place like Wausau. We have to really fold into it and become part of the community. We're employing people from the region. We want to, of course, serve the guests that are interested in buying Cousin Subs. Yep. And so I think it's more than just a transaction. It's really about getting to know the team here at the Wausau location, us getting to know the guests that come in, and really being part of the community, because particularly in these smaller markets, you have that feeling where it really is a family business, and that's certainly our roots, and then we just extend that out to the broader community.
So as you build out the brand and you look around this beautiful facility, what are you thinking right now?
Well, it's just such a source of pride, right? Because, you know, we have the vision about, you know, revamping the brand, or, you know, we're being over 50 years old. You can imagine there were legacy stores that had been remodeled along the way, but then we've identified these markets such as Wausau, where we thought, you know what, we have a great opportunity to come in here. And so to see it all come together, because there's so much work that goes into actually arriving to today. Yeah. And it's really just about everything from finding the land to finding the team and everything in between to make that happen. And it's just wonderful. It's heartwarming.
And you're continuing your father's dream. That must be so cool for you.
It is cool, and he's excited. He hasn't lost that zeal for the brand. He continues to tell me his opinion on the business, which is great. I welcome it always. It's just fine.
When the phone rings, you answer.
Right? I always answer that phone because he'll keep calling. But it is great. It's great to continue that. Over the years, we've built that second foundation from what they started, and then now have really kind of extended that on, and again, hitting these new markets. So we're just so pleased.
We can't wait to take a tour of the place, and then also the grand opening is this Monday, correct?
That's correct. Right.
All right, so let's take a tour. Agnes, you ready?
I'm ready.
We get a tour?
You can have a tour. Sure. Sounds great.
We'll be right back after this.